What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Mark Lamako, and today we are going to be watching and commenting on Asian Boss's videos titled, Can Filipinos Speak Their Own Language? But before then, it is 7 p.m. and it's time to clap for all the healthcare workers who are at the front lines of COVID-19. This is something that we do every day. It's become a routine, and for as long as the pandemic is still out there, I'm going to be featuring selfies of healthcare workers out there who submitted to on my social media channels. So thank you all for the work that you are doing. Guys, this is a critical question for us Filipinos, whether you're living in the Philippines or you're living abroad, the question of speaking Tagalog and embracing it. I think a lot of people now in 2020 believe that Tagalog is kind of being phased out because English has become kind of the institutional language in the Philippines, whether that's government, that's the business sector, or even just education in general. A lot of schools teach in English and speak in English on campus. So I think for me, as somebody who's kind of reconnecting back with my roots, it is all the more important to kind of signal to people that there are people like me out there who really wants to kind of re-embrace the Filipino tradition and Filipino culture. And language is a huge part of that. Let's have this conversation and let me know in the comments section what you guys think.
Hey everybody, it's Marie from Asian Boss. We noticed from our previous Filipino video that a lot of you were very fascinated by the way Filipinos mix one of the Filipino languages, Tagalog, with other languages. So in today's video, we're going to ask Filipinos to explain why they speak the way they do and see if they can handle some fun challenges too.
So sa tingin mo, gaano kadami anong porsyento ng mga Pilipino yung fluent talaga sa pag-Ingles?
A lot!
More than 2/3, I think, fluent.
60% ng mga Filipinos.
Siguro mga
A lot, yeah.
More than 50% kasi halos lahat naman nakapag-aaral and natutunan naman nila yan sa environment natin.
Di ba sa Philippines, ang official language natin na English and Filipino. So sa'yo, personally, ano yung language na madalas mong gamitin sa pang-araw-araw?
Pag nandito ako, syempre mostly Tagalog. I think preferred language ko talaga English. Pero yun, when talking with my local friends, Tagalog.
TAGLISH.
I'm gonna pause. Yeah, so it's so interesting because in the Philippines, especially in the metropolitan areas, a lot of people, well, everybody, learns English in the Philippines in private and public schools. And even if you don't go to private or public schools, you kind of just learn it because of television, because of your friends who speak English. One of the main interesting things when I talk to my friends about the Philippines, and because I'm trying to get a lot of people, back home to the Philippines, to increase that tourism mode, is to let them know that that Filipinos speak English very well. And it's always a big surprise for them to find out that, oh my God, people speak English there. It's like, yeah, you guys colonized us for 50 years. So, yeah.
Filipino and English.
Bakit po Taglish?
Kasi yung Filipino nakalakihan ko and yung English parang yun yung madalas na ginagamit dito sa Manila.
Taglish.
Itetest ko yung pagtatagal, pag-Filipino mo. So,
All right, so Taglish is so funny because I also find myself speaking a lot in Taglish when I'm here in New York City. In fact, when I go to the Philippines, it takes me about 24 hours, one full day before I could literally speak in Tagalog only. So it takes me a little bit of time to really kind of switch back to just Tagalog mode, which is really funny.
Ayun na natin yung Tagalog kasi baka, di ba, dapat Filipino dapat. May tatanong ko sa yung question, tapos pakisagot siya ng hanggat kaya mo ng full Filipino. Kaya mo ba mag-full Filipino ngayon?
Yes. Oh!
So, may question
Kaya ba? Oh my God, yes, let's see. Let's see.
Sa tingin mo ba, illegal ba yung divorce
Mahirap
sa
din to,
Philippines? Diba, until now? Sa tingin mo ba malaking chance niya na maipasa bilang batas? Pakisagot sa Pilipino.
Para sa
Ooh,
akin,
serious.
Para sa akin, hindi siya maipapasa. Kasi karamihan ng mga tao ngayon, lalo na sa ating kamara, is talagang ano sila, talagang
He's good.
Pilipinas
He's
ay
good in Tagalog.
parang Kristiyanong bansa, di ba? So parang mas pinapahalagahan natin yung so
Depende kung ano yung... Depende sa kanya
Hindi, okay lang yan. Okay lang.
or yun,
Ah,
from Bill to law.
depende sa kanya. I'm gonna put. It's so hard, guys. It's so hard to just like speak in Tagalog only, especially when your environment you use multiple languages. I mean, in the Philippines, it's not just Tagalog and English, right? We have a lot of Spanish words in our vocabulary. We have a lot of Malay words in our vocabulary. So Tagalog is really like a mixture of a variety of languages. And then you mix in English with that because that's just the norm right now, right? If you go to Manila or Cebu City, any of the metropolitan cities, you speak in Taglish. Because the media is the same, people speak Taglish in the media too. And it's so funny to see how like young people, they find it difficult now to just speak in Tagalog, fully and not mix in other vocabularies in there.
Kunyari, ako, nagsalita ako ngayon Tagalog, di ba? Pero later, nagsalita na ako like this kasi ganyan, mas comfortable.
Totoo.
I think wala naman siyang sinusunod na rules or combination na para masabing Taglish talaga yung sinasabi mo. Basta you switch from English to Tagalog and then naintindihan nung kinakausap mo, I think that is good enough.
So, tingin
Yeah,
mo, bakit parang
whenever you
nagiging
want,
mainstream
whenever
or
you're
parang
comfortable.
trend yung paggamit ng English dito sa Philippines?
And
I think nagiging trend siya kasi first of all, maganda yung education natin. And also because we are colonized by Americans, so I think like magandang factor yun.
Siguro influence.
yeah, I mean, I agree. Like the reason why English is well used in the Philippines is because we were colonized by the United States. They changed up our education system and included English in there. We kept English as part of our second language, official second language in the Philippines. And the business community, the government, and all major institutions use English as a medium on top of Tagalog to do your day-to-day, to facilitate your day-to-day work. I think in the Philippines, there's just this sense that if you speak English, then you're better off, you're better educated, you're better placed on the global stage. So there is this kind of colonial mentality in the Philippines to really embrace kind of other languages, the languages of people who's colonized you. So we did the same thing with Spanish when the Spaniards ruled over the Philippines for a long time, and then English became so English replaced Spanish. After we were freed after 1898 during the Spanish-American War, when we were freed by the Americans from Spaniard rule.
Din ng social media and siguro dahil nasa millennial age tayo, masyado nating ina-embrace yung ibang culture like Western culture.
Siyempre sa mga napapanood din natin, sa television, sa mga newspapers.
Pag sa school, di ba, usually sinasabi nila, dapat English speaking. Kapag elementary, di ba, mayroon silang rule na dapat English lang, ganyan. Pero kapag nasa bahay, Filipino magsalita ang mga magulang.
Yeah.
So parang naguguluhan yung cognitive development natin.
Kapag nag-English ka, parang mas mataas yung level mo kaysa sa doon sa hindi nag-English. Kasi
I think we should be proud that we speak more than quite a few languages in the Philippines. Languages in terms of like the different over 100 plus languages in the Philippines, but also the fact that we speak English and we understand Spanish really well. I think that's a really good thing. But I do think that we need Filipinos now, millennials and Generation Zs should really kind of go back to our roots a little bit. And this is something that I'm striving for, is to kind of relearn Tagalog more and just really get to know deep Tagalog and embrace it and be proud of it.
you would talk straight na Tagalog, parang hindi ganon ka up-to-date or modern.
So this is a problem for me, right? The fact that Filipinos view other people who speak English in the Philippines as better than other folks, I think that's the wrong way to go about it. I think we need to kind of re-spark that pride of being able to speak Filipino languages, including Tagalog, including Bisaya, and all the other languages. So I know there is kind of a new movement in the Philippines right now, and I'm trying to kind of tap into those circles online to reconnect back with the Filipino traditions and Filipino roots. And it's really important for us, in order for us to really showcase the Philippines onto the global stage, we need to be proud of, what we offer culturally, including our language. And then make the case that we also speak English, which means it's really easy for you to, to navigate here in the Philippines as an international person coming in. But the fact that people are moving away from, our tradition or culture is, that raises a lot of red flags for me, for sure.
Marami tayong mga provinces and maraming ethnic groups. Siguro, I think mga more than 100 language and dialects ang meron dito sa Philippines.
Na to, bakit kaya hindi na lang mag-English na dire-diretso yung mga Pilipino kasi mag-Filipino?
I'm gonna pause. So I don't think Filipinos just need to speak English all the time. Again, we have to embrace our culture, we have to embrace our identity, and language is one of those critical kind of indicators of tradition and culture. And if we move away from Tagalog, then we lose a good part of our culture as Filipinos.
Siguro mawawala yung sense of nationalism natin, yung identity natin.
Well, it's sad because we're losing our Filipino language, but at the same time, it's not at all bad. Kasi advantage yun sa atin eh. Kasi we can go around to different countries and then we can communicate with them.
Yeah, I agree. So speaking, having English as a second language in the Philippines is a major advantage for, for foreigners, for sure. But, if you look at what's been happening in Southeast Asia, Philippines hasn't really attracted as many foreigners as much as Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and other countries. So I question that. Like, why aren't more people, coming to the Philippines as tourists, to check out our country? More people are going to other countries who aren't speaking English, where English isn't a second language at all. They go to Vietnam, no one speaks English in Vietnam. Definitely way less than how many people, than how many folks speak English in the Philippines. So I think the argument that, English is a really good thing, that's only valid up to a certain point. The fact is, we haven't really marketed the Philippines enough as a country where foreigners should be comfortable with traveling, while others have done very well without even having English as a second language there.
Yung pagkakaiba natin sa ibang lugar. Para sa akin, kung hindi tayo mamumulat sa ganong issue, dadating yung panahon na mawawala yung pagsasalita natin ng Filipino. Para sa akin, talagang kailangan natin pagyamanin din.
Yeah, I don't think we should we should not lose Tagalog. We should embrace it, not just Tagalog, but all the other languages in the Philippines, and really, have a moment to reconnect and, reconnect back with our roots. It would be really interesting to showcase the full Filipino culture and tradition, including our languages, onto the global stage. And I'm not sure why people, and I know for sure that some people don't want that. And, I don't necessarily agree with folks, who say that, Filipinos should be speaking English on the international stage, that they should, because that's a major advantage, etc. No, we need to be able to showcase our culture and our tradition on the global stage. And then, so that people can get to know us more. We haven't really defined the Philippines yet on the global stage culturally to the level that other countries have, and that's why more people are going to those countries. Maybe because they knew exactly what type of culture and tradition they're gonna tap into, and there's just a lot more knowledge about what those cultures and traditions are in other countries.
Sa ating henerasyon ngayon, yung pagsalita ng Filipino.
Yeah, I hope you guys like my comments about the Filipino language, Tagalog, and and that we should be speaking it more. I hope you guys agree. So comment down below if you guys like this video. I'm gonna be doing more of these types of Filipino culture, Filipino tradition videos moving forward. Because really this channel is all about me reconnecting back with my roots, right? So I'm showcasing my life here as a Filipino New Yorker. I'm showcasing my travels in the Philippines, and I'm also commenting a lot on what's happening with Filipino netizens online. And I think for me it's really all about kind of going back to my crew, my peeps, online, and and building that community. And so thank you guys so much for subscribing, and make sure to let me know what you guys think, and let me know what types of other videos you guys want me to react to. All right, guys. Ciao. Como la flor, con tanto amor me diste tú. Se marchito, me marcho hoy, yo sé perder, pero ay, como me duele. Ay, como me duele. Such a good song.